Homeless girl caught. Teaching a billionaire's daughter. His reaction changed her life forever. A billionaire walks into his own backyard and sees his little daughter sitting cross-legged on the grass with a homeless girl, teaching her how to read. But instead of getting angry, he does something that will change both of their lives forever. You won't believe what happens next. So before we start, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life stories, and let's begin. It was a sunny afternoon in the city. In the backyard of a huge glass mansion, little Emily, only 7 years old, sat on the grass with a worn-out notebook in her lap. Sitting across from her was a girl who looked barely 15, her clothes torn, her hair messy, and her backpack falling apart. The girl's name was Mia. She was homeless. She lived in a nearby shelter and often wandered through the park to escape the noise of the streets. That day, Emily had spotted Mia sitting under a tree, reading an old, tattered children's book. Emily had run to her, curious. "You know how to read big words?" Emily asked, wide-eyed. Mia smiled shyly. "Yeah, I like books. Want me to show you?" Minutes later, the two girls were sitting together, Mia patiently teaching Emily how to sound out tricky words. But they didn't know. They were being watched. From the second-floor window, billionaire businessman Charles Whitmore had just walked into his study and froze. His daughter was talking to a stranger. And not just any stranger. A girl who looked like she belonged nowhere near his home. He marched downstairs, determined to end it. But when he got closer, he heard something that stopped him in his tracks. As Charles approached, he expected to hear small talk or childish giggles. Instead, he heard Mia reading aloud from her book, guiding Emily with kindness. "Sound it out. T-E-R-E-A-M, stream," Mia encouraged. Emily clapped and beamed with pride. Charles's chest tightened. He had hired the best tutors money could buy, but his daughter never smiled like that during lessons. "Emily!" he called, and both girls turned. Emily's face lit up. "Daddy! Mia's teaching me to read faster!" Mia stood quickly, clutching her backpack like a shield. "I'm sorry, sir, I didn't mean to." Charles noticed the bruises on her wrists, the dirt on her hands. This wasn't a troublemaker. This was a survivor. Instead of sending her away, he asked, "Where did you learn to teach like that?" Mia hesitated. "I used to help my little brother before." Her voice trailed off, eyes glistening. In that moment, Charles felt something stir inside him, a mix of guilt and admiration. He had always believed in hard work and success, but he'd forgotten what kindness looked like. Then and there, he made a decision that would shock everyone in his household. The next day, Charles asked his driver to find Mia at the shelter. She walked into his study nervously, unsure if she was in trouble. He gestured to the chair. "Mia, my daughter likes learning from you, and frankly, I've never seen her so eager. Would you consider being her tutor?" Mia blinked. "I'm homeless, sir. I don't have proper clothes, or that's not what I asked," Charles said, smiling for the first time. "Would you do it?" Tears filled her eyes. "Yes, I'd love to." From that day, Mia came to the mansion every afternoon. She wore new clothes Charles quietly bought for her, but she still carried her old backpack. It reminded her of where she came from. Emily thrived under Mia's care. Her reading improved, her confidence soared, and every lesson was filled with laughter. The household staff were shocked. A billionaire hiring a homeless girl? People whispered. But Charles didn't care. He saw what others didn't, Mia's heart. And then one rainy afternoon, he learned the truth about Mia's past and why she had been living on the streets. Mia was helping Emily with homework when Charles entered quietly. He had been reviewing some documents from the shelter. "Mia," he said softly, "I know about your brother. She froze. Slowly, she explained. We lost our parents in an accident. My little brother and I were placed in different foster homes. I aged out. He's still in the system. I've been saving money to get custody. Her voice broke. I just want to give him a safe home, something I never had. Charles felt a lump in his throat. This wasn't just a girl with a kind heart. This was a fighter. The next week, Charles called Mia into his office. On the desk was a set of papers. These, he said, are for your apartment, and these will help you bring your brother home. Mia stared at him in shock. Why are you doing this? He smiled. Because you taught my daughter more than just reading. You taught her compassion, and I think you deserve the same. Months later, Mia walked into the mansion, holding her little brother's hand. Emily ran to greet them. The three of them laughed together in the garden, proof that sometimes the richest people aren't the ones with the most money, but the biggest hearts.